Hi everyone, my name is Collette Mitrega. Welcome to Colette's Temporary Thermi Kitchen. I'm a Thermomix consultant here in Australia and I have got hundreds of customers in all states and territories, and if you are thinking of getting a Thermomix, please reach out. I would love to help you get one in your kitchen. And Andrew.
Sorry, I'm giving you some pointers. Okay.
You are terrible.
So I was putting Collette off.
Andrew's standing behind the phone and he's going,
put your hair up. You still got to put
my
it up.
hair's a mess.
That's it. That's now you got it. Okay.
Anyhow, if you are after a Thermomix, we're heading to Christmas. It's the best time to have a Thermomix in your kitchen.
Yeah, just talk to this crazy hair lady.
It is a bit crazy. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. Anyhow, if you have been coming to some of my cook-alongs of late, you'll know that we've been doing a bit of work with puff pastry. And you know how much I love the quick puff pastry on Cookadoo. I mean, let's just look at this. Look at the layers.
It's the best. It really is. It's creamy.
The best.
Crispy.
Yep, absolutely.
Buttery.
And I think it's so therapeutic to actually make it and roll it out. So this was just basically a 5mm piece that I rolled out, but look how it's puffed up. You don't get that with a shop bought one. Plus you know what's gone into it and you can make it as buttery as you want. So I had about half a block of this pastry sitting in my fridge for a couple of days, and it was on the back of my mind, what can I do with this pastry, you know? And it's been really busy with the house and everything else. So I was in a fruit and veg shop today and these little beauties just caught my eye. And I know it's not the season for peaches yet. We're into our citrus season at the moment. So you'd expect non-season items to be a bit more pricier. But I picked these up and they just smelt divine. So I thought what I would do is I would use the puff pastry in a Napoleon. And I would share with you my, I guess, Cheats peach Napoleon, which is a great quick dessert that you can whip up, and I'm sure it's going to impress friends. Now, the very first thing I want to do is get some cream on the go. Now, all we need to do for our cream, there is a recipe on Cookadoo that you can follow, but my tip is to just use your ears. So in the Thermomix, I'm going to pop in the butterfly, so that literally sits on top. You know, pop it there and just in case. Sits on top and you just give it a little turn. So basically these little notchy bits here sit underneath the actual blade, and that's kind of what holds it in position, so that's good. And then I need to pop in some cream. Now when you're whipping cream in the Thermomix, you kind of really get the best results if you're using more than 200 mils. So you know, 200 mils I would say is the minimum. You can whip it up with smaller, but you're going to get a better, lighter whip with that. Now, I'm not going to turn this into chantilly. Remember, chantilly cream, a bit of vanilla extract, maybe a teaspoon of icing sugar. What I am going to do, because this is going to be flavoured with maple syrup.
Ooh, maple syrup.
I'm going to pop in a little bit of maple syrup.
Just a little bit?
About a tablespoon. I don't want to make
if I lay down on the floor, can you tip that in my mouth?
Stop. Okay, and then I'm going to get that going. So remember, with the butterfly, the golden rule is we never go above speed 4. So I'm going to select speed 3. I'm not going to put a time in because I'm going to listen. And I hope I don't get too distracted when I'm on the video. So I'm just going to go speed 3. And I'm going to listen to the changes in that noise. So while that's going on, Andrew, listen to the changes for me because I get distracted. I'm going to prep my peach. So I'm sure you know this already. With your peach, you have this kind of indented line. That's where you want to cut your peach. You don't want to be cutting it here because you're not going to get a smooth extraction of that awkward little seed that's in one of these. So I'm just going to follow that line. These peaches are amazing.
That's the tradies butt crack.
I'm going to take the lid off my cream, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. This is not far away.
So a couple of people are asking, what are you making?
So I'm making my Cheats Maple Peach Napoleon. So I'm just stopping that. That's perfect. So it went from being quite noisy and a little bit liquidy, and you could hear it just smoothing out. So there you go, beautifully whipped up cream, and that's going to go into this Napoleon in a second. All right, so let's just go back to this. So all I need to do now is give this a nice little turn, so you can see how easily it's come out from that pip, and then we just take the rest of that pip out. And we pop that away.
So it's not peach season right now?
No, it's not peach season right now. And you know, one of the great ways to make sure you're getting all those nutrients and to save money is to buy fruit in season. So at the moment, it's all about citrus fruits. So, you know, make your orange juice in here, make your lemon curds. You know, you've got an abundance of all that beautiful citrus that you can use in so many ways. Right, so all I need to do then with my beautiful peaches is to pop them into thin wedges. Now remember, whenever you're cutting anything with the skin, whether it's chili or capsicum or even peaches, you don't want to be cutting it like this. You want to cut it from the soft side down. So all I'm doing is just small, thin little wedges. So not slices, just thin little wedges. So a Napoleon is a little bit like a millefeuille, which is those beautiful layers of puff pastry, and often sandwiched with a creme patisserie or a custard, or in my case tonight, I'm keeping it simple, I've got a maple whipped cream.
How come peaches are not in season, but they taste
delicious? Normally I wouldn't buy them, but these ones just...
Are these Australian peaches?
Tasted amazing. I've got no idea. And just while we're on that, remember, Andrew, do you remember we went to visit our friends who had a peach farm? And he came in from the farm, and what was he wearing?
A hazmat suit.
Hazmat suit. And ever since then, I am so particular about washing my fruits. So when I get home, big bowl of water.
In other words, he was spraying them with insecticides.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, I mean, he had to wear this suit to do
totally
it.
Sealed.
I know, crazy. So just all you do with your peaches and your fruits into a bowl of water, just, you know, just washing them off gently and then just drying them. And I just air them on my wire rack. You can put vinegar in if you want to. That's going to just help it a little bit more. I choose not to do vinegar because I find sometimes the taste imparts onto the thing that I'm washing. So, but make sure you are cleaning all of this up beautifully. So I'm just going to pop these into here so that they're going to be ready for me to assemble.
I mean, they're beautiful peaches. They're soft, succulent taste. I knew when you came in the car,
you can smell them,
because the aroma came in first.
Yeah. Is that me or the peaches?
Peaches.
Yeah, they were pretty good. All right, now, so a Napoleon is basically puff pastry in layers, and it's just a lovely dessert that you can make for friends or family. Now normally what I would do is I would have 3, but it's only Andrew and I tonight, so I've done a smaller quantity, and you can make this rectangle as big or as small as you want. So this is a good size for us, and what I tend to do is roll it out. I always roll my pastry out to 5 millimeters, and I have done a live on my Facebook page making that pastry if you want some guidance. And then I use a rectangle of paper as my template, and I tend to use my bench scraper, which I'm sure you all have now from the mix shop. That's what I cut my pastry with. So I'm not sawing it, it's a clean cut because I don't want to damage those layers. Now once I've done that, all I need to do now is to chop these into 2 pieces. Always use a serrated knife. You're going to get a really nice clean cut. Yum. And the same with this one. So we're going to have 1 extra piece, which I can use on something else later. Let's pop that over here. All right, so that's all I need now to make my Napoleon. And I'm just going to grab my cream.
Is he saying hi from Townsville?
Oh, you're in Townsville, is he? Nice. Holidays. I'm just going to taste this. It's just a little bit of, it's not overly sweet because I've got other stuff going on this Napoleon, but it's just beautiful. Just taste
lovely.
The edge
Lovely,
away.
lovely, lovely. I've got such a sweet tooth, but that was just...
Yummy.
It's just like thick cream. Lovely. Well, there's a nice creamy aftertaste as well.
Yeah, it's a nice little one. So just a maple cream. Oh, I can never find anything in this house. Let me think. We'll just use a spoon. Okay. So you don't ever use metal in the Thermomix bowl. Sorry.
She says.
I know, using it. So what I'm going to do on my first layer is pop down some of this maple cream, nice and generous. So I've used about 200 grams of cream, but you can put less on or more on. It's entirely up to you. And then on top of that, I am simply going to add on my beautiful peaches. Yum. Start this end here.
Tash says, what is a neoplan?
A neoplan? Oh,
yeah, Napolean.
Napolean. So it is basically, it's a French dessert. There is also a Russian Napoleon too. But
I've never Russian Napoleon, it's French.
I know. It is, but there's a Russian version of this. The Russian version uses ultra thin layers.
You call it like Russian Peter the Great dessert. Yeah. You don't have French Napoleon.
In the Russian one, it's like really ultra thin layers of puff pastry, and you have lots and lots of them, and they become a little bit soggier with the actual filling, and it's absolutely delicious, by the way. So once I've done that, I'm then going to put on my second layer. So that literally just sits on top there, and then we'll put another layer of cream. Actually, at this stage, what I'm going to do is pop it onto my serving plate.
Yeah, sorry Tash, I didn't mean to pick you up for spelling. I had one the other day where our cabinetry maker sent me an email saying that there'll be a Somoli of your doors on site today. And I have to say Samole, S-A-M-O-L-E, and I had to Google it thinking this is some sort of design. It took me, I don't know, 10 minutes until Collette came around and says, he made a spelling mistake. It should be sample. Sample. Sometimes we don't pick these things up. Okay, so then we have that, and then... So Jane says, why no metal in the bowl? Why what? No metal in the bowl. Because you don't want to damage your blades. I just can't find anything in this place, so you don't... Use your spatula. That would be the best option here. Okay, so more peaches. So you can use any fruit in this kind of Napoleon, and quite often quite often they will actually... what will they do quite often? I can't remember what I was going to say. So there you go. So that's it. How are you going to put that in your mouth? And it's a show dessert. You cut it, you eat it, on a plate. All right. All right. Now, just to finish this off, of course, what we need is a dusting of icing sugar. Maybe you shouldn't have gone 2 layers. What do you reckon? Yeah. No, you definitely want 2 layers. You can have a little bit less cream. Icing sugar. Okay. And then to finish it off, you put it in your mouth sideways. To finish that off, you could have it less. You could have it less thingy, but the peaches are quite high. I've got some of the salted caramel, which is on cookie dough. It's a nice recipe. I do tend to add a bit of cream in mine. So remember, you can alter your cookie dough recipes. So I'm just going to drizzle some of this on top. What is that again? Just salted caramel. Salted caramel, okay. I've never seen that. Where do you hide that? Yeah, up with the ice cream under it. Where is that? In the fridge? Yes. Okay, now you've told me. There you go, you can lick the spoon. Can I? Good boy. And then also to go with that... oh, that is so good. I hide it at the back of the fridge. Oh, that's like... What was the toffees we used to have in England? Yeah, there was a shop that we used to buy toffees from. Oh, I can't remember. That tastes just like that. It's wonderful. Anyhow, so, and then just to give that little bit of more crunchiness to it, I'm just going to... Yeah, like Ross Wither says, where's yours, Collette? This is Andrew's. Yeah, no, I'm the one with the mega sweet tooth. So what I've got here, these are my candied pecans. Again, I didn't know you had these either. These are so incredibly moreish. Come on. So this isn't a Thermomix recipe, but leave a note in the comments if you want me to do a recipe card for these. They literally take about 5 minutes to make and a bit of drying time. Where do you hide those? They are so good. They're beautiful on like a cheese board or just to nibble at. They are so good. Actually, even though they're sweet on a cheese board, they're really nice. That would really complement a
Sharp cheese, really good.
It's got basically brown sugar. I put a bit of cayenne in there, some orange zest.
Okay, I just feel a bit of a bite there.
Some orange zest, a little bit of water, and a few other bits and pieces. So really easy, but they're very, very yummy. So all I'm going to do now to finish off this lovely little Napoleon is just to sprinkle on a few little nuts, and that is ready to serve. Now I'm not going to eat this at the moment because I need to take a picture, so Andrew, you can't dive into it just yet. But that's a My Cheats Napoleon, and you can cut that with a serrated knife. It does cut. You can do a really big one and then cut segments off. The peaches have made this a little bit high, and I am a bit generous with my cream, but I have to tell you, this is going to be a knockout. It's going to be so, so good. Also, just think about your puff pastry in terms of savoury. It doesn't always have to be sweet. So we know about topping pies, but there's a beautiful recipe that I love to do, very similar to this. It's got goat cheese and walnuts and grapes. So it's a beautiful savoury entree or starter if you've got people coming over. Imagine that with your puff pastry, absolutely delicious. So there you go, my Napoleon, and you don't need a recipe for that. It's just super, super easy. But do leave me a note if you want that candied.
Yeah, lots of people saying, can you cut it and eat it, please?
Well, I want to take a picture.
Oh, take a picture, okay.
You need to take a picture. So when you cut it, always use the serrated knife, and you just hold it, and it will. I mean, I know that if this, just to show you, if this was high, you just gentle. You see how lovely it actually cuts? So it's not an issue in terms of cutting the pastry.
A few people are asking for your pecan recipe, please.
Excellent, all right. Just look at that, guys, look at that. That is perfection. Look at those layers. That's what, it's a proud thing when you get to know and make the most delicious puff pastry. Sausage rolls are never the same when you make your own, they're better. Anyhow, that's me for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Any other questions there, Andrew? All good?
All good.
All good.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful evening, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
Yeah, lots of people saying, pecan recipe, please.
Okay, I will definitely do a card up and pop it up tomorrow.
Carol says, looks delicious. Melissa said, yes, free pecan recipe, please.
Okay.
We're on a roll here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Yum.
So you can't have this until you take a photograph of it.
Yes.
You always do this, don't you?
Well,
You make these and then you just tease.